What's up, everybody? Welcome to Human Innovation Tarot. My name is Eddie with Imagine Life Development Center, here to do the September reading for my Libras out there. If you're new to my channel, I'd greatly appreciate it if you would click the like, share, and subscribe button for me. All the other information you need to know is in the description box below. I'm also running a September special on personal and or live readings. Excuse me. You can do one question for 10, two for 20, three for 30. That information will be in the description box as well. And don't forget to click the bell notification icon, and you can come join me for a free live tarot reading when I go live. Okay, my Libras. We're going to start off by looking at your overall energy, and then we'll jump into the main reading here. This is a love reading, by the way. So we'll see what comes out for you guys. So the first card that we have is Rest and Rejuvenation. So this could be you. This could be you. This could be a person that's connected to you, depending on your relationship status. We'll get some more energy here to see what this might be about. I do know that I don't know where you guys are all located, but I know that I think like the cold or the flu or something's been going around. I'm in North America, and we've had a bunch of people, including myself, that they got sick recently. So I don't know, maybe that's something that some of you guys are going through, but we'll see here. The next card out was we have To Be Fair. So this has already given me, if I'm being honest, this is giving me a little bit of a past relationship vibe. We'll find out here to be sure. So I feel like with this Rest and Rejuvenation card, this is definitely your energy. I feel like you guys have been focused on yourselves for the most part. Now, this could be another person as well. Maybe they've also been focusing on themselves. But I feel mutually, for those of you who, have been dealing with are waiting for a past person, or if this is a past person reading, I don't feel like you guys have talked for a while. So this would be somebody, that maybe you haven't heard from in 3 months, 6 months, maybe even a year. And if that resonates for you, then this person very well could be, they could be focused on healing, bouncing back, whatever they've been going through. And I feel like obviously if this person does decide to show up in your life, then they're going to have to come clean about some things, or this time this relationship is going to, it needs to be fair, balanced, fair, and equal reciprocity. So, we'll know more as the reading goes on, but the implication of this card being here, if it's a past person, would indicate that the relationship was not imbalanced, because if the energy was fair before, then there would be no reason for this card to come out. Now, if this is for you, singles, my Libra singles out there, then this is saying that basically you've just been focused on yourself, resting, recovering. And it could be from just in general. Like it could be you've just been spending your time this year focused on yourself, working on yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And that if anybody comes into your life, which, your energy in tarot is tied to the justice archetype. So you guys are all about truth, fairness, balance, and equality. That energy rings true here with To Be Fair. So if anybody's going to come into your life and have any type of impact on you, you guys are not going to entertain anything less than equal. That's the baseline. And then anything beyond that, obviously that's just extra, right? That's the cherry on top. So the third energy we have here is Atlantis, which is keep the big vision, stay in alignment as you grow. So this is saying that no matter where you are right now in your life, in your journey, it's saying not to forget about the big picture, and to not veer off the path, no matter what happens. So if somebody new comes into your life, or somebody from the past comes back, whatever happens in regards to love, really any area of your life, the Atlantis card energy is basically saying, hey, don't forget the big picture. Don't forget your life purpose. And don't fall out of alignment in the work that you've done, because that's what's most important, right? We never want to regress or degress back in our spiritual development. We always want to be expanding. We always want to be raising our vibration, going to the next possible level of consciousness. And nobody does it perfectly, right? Sometimes it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but it's just, it's an awareness thing, right? Because sometimes we can get caught up, especially when it comes to love and romance. It's so easy to take our focus off of other things in the excitement of romance, right? Especially at the beginning of a relationship, when things are really exciting. Okay, so we have the Privileged Lady card that's come out now. So this could be your energy, or this could be somebody else's energy. Let me get the other 2 cards out. So the Privileged Lady card is, somebody who's, in my opinion, this is somebody who's attractive, typically has their life together, more or less. They may be cared for. They may be a little high maintenance. They may be a little materialistic, hence the word privileged, right? Or they may just, act that way. Or it may have nothing to do with their personality or necessarily even being privileged. It just may have to do with the fact that they have a lot, like they have their own house, they have their own job, their own, they're basically, self-sufficient. It's almost like a 9 of Pentacles energy is really kind of what it is. Somebody who's got their own money, their own house, their own stuff, and, and they're proud of it. They're proud of what they've accomplished in their life, right? And they're proud that they own what they own, and that they do well at their job, or whatever it is, So it's somebody who at the very least feels very, and it doesn't have to be egotistical or arrogant in terms of like self-righteousness. It doesn't have to be that type of energy. They could just be somebody, again, who's just proud of what they've done for themselves. Okay. Now the next card we have out is the Wealthy Man, which is interesting. So we got card 12 and card 13. So, again, this could be you. You could be male or female. Roles could reverse, however you want to interpret it. Let me get one more here. So we have basically 2 people who are embodying kind of the 9 of Pentacles. So the Wealthy Man is, 9 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles type energy. And then we have the 3rd card is Community. Okay. So this could be several different things. And at the bottom of the deck, we have marriage. So if this is a past person, then you guys you're essentially in alignment with each other. The Privileged Lady and the Wealthy Man is almost like a King and Queen of Pentacles type of energy. Okay. The sign doesn't matter. I understand you're an air sign. I'm just giving you an archetype to connect it to. Okay. And so, again, this could be somebody, whether you're male or female, this could be somebody from the past, somebody who could even potentially have been a friend before, or somebody that or you have friends in common, somebody that maybe you met in your community of friends, or you met in a community, or you guys both are involved in community work, or maybe one or the other is involved in community work, or there's something to do with a desire to work in the community to some degree, or you have some type of influence or status or reputation within the community. Any of these things are possibilities, okay? This could also have to do with influences that occurred in this relationship. So this could have been like gossip, right? Like in community could even be family, right? Outside interference from friends or family members that we could quote unquote rope into or group into community that may have had an influence on this relationship. Now that's past energy. Now, if this is a future person you're going to meet, again, depending on whether you're which one of these people you resonate with here, this could be somebody you meet in the community or at a community event. I mean, it could be anything. It could be online dating. Maybe you meet them local. I mean, technically online dating is a type of community. It could be out and about, could be at a wedding, because we do have the marriage card at the bottom of the deck here. Anywhere where people gather. Could be literally anywhere. Could be at a friend's house, could be at a barbecue. I mean, it could even be, at the end of next month, you're trick-or-treating. Maybe you have kids or something. Or maybe you don't. And you're invited to go trick-or-treating with somebody who has kids. And maybe you meet somebody there. Or maybe you meet somebody out walking down the streets trick-or-treating. I mean, anything's possible. So, but whoever this is, past or... past or future, this person who's coming back, either coming back or someone new that's coming into your life, this is something that could go the distance here, okay? The marriage energy is here, all right? And like I said, if it is a past person, we do have this rest and rejuvenation card, which could apply to both of you, which means that maybe you both have healed from whatever happened in the past. We have the to be fair energy. If it's a past person, they're going to come back and they're going to be fair this time. They're going to treat you like an equal. They're going to be the person they should have been the first time. And if it's you, maybe you were the person that was the odd man out or the odd girl out. Then you've done the work. You've healed. You've done the work on yourself, and so now you're going to be the person that's ready this time, depending on which way it goes, right? So again, if it's a new person, then they're going to come to you healthy, whole. They're going to treat you fair. Either way, new or old person, you got the marriage card here, okay? So let's move into the main nuts and bolts of your reading here. So we're going to look at past, present, future outcome, your challenge here, the biggest challenge, and the advice, basically. And I'm going to be using my new Oracle deck. This is Human Innovation Oracle. And it's just a prototype deck. Once I get used to it a little bit here, eventually it will be available for retail. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Past energy, please, for my Librans. Okay, so we have the Divine Feminine here. So this is either you or somebody else who was either needing to work on their feminine energy. They needed to maybe embrace their feminine energy, or maybe they had an imbalance within their feminine energy to some degree here. Okay, and then our the feminine energy is all about creativity, birth, pregnancy. It's about reception, receiving. It's very intuitive. It's very creative, right? It's Empress energy. So let's take a look at the present energy here. And all of these do coincide with each other. They play off each other. Okay, so the present energy is soul contracts. So yeah, you are either meeting somebody or somebody from the past is coming back. It's one of the two. And whichever way it goes, you have a soul contract with this person. Okay. The soul contracts card in my deck is like essentially the equivalent of a twin flame connection or a very strong soulmate bond. Okay. Like this isn't like a friends with benefits. This isn't somebody that you're going to go and you're going to, date them for 30 days or even 3 months. Like this is somebody that when you get into a relationship, I mean, we're talking, a year or more at the very least. Like it's a substantial soul contract, right? It's not like just, this isn't just some little, you meet somebody, they come in and you date for 2 weeks and then you break up. Okay. So whoever this person is, past or future, you do have a soul contract with them. You are meant to meet them in this lifetime for some reason or another. You're meant to come together. And, with that marriage card at the bottom of the deck, this could be somebody that you do, in fact, marry. Maybe even have a family with. That's not going to be for everybody, but it's definitely going to be for a good number of you. Okay, so let's look at the future potential outcome here. Okay, ironically, the past. So in the future potential outcome, we have the past card, which is saying that for most of you, this is a past person. Okay, this is something from the past without a shadow of a doubt. Now, for those of you that are single, then this is basically saying that there's something that you need to know either about your past or something about the new person who comes into your life in the future. If you're single, something you need to know about their past. And there's something there that could have some type of relevance. Like maybe you're either holding on to it. It needs to be let go of, needs to be released, or maybe you bond over something in your past. You both realize, oh my gosh, we live on the same street and we never knew it. We went to the same school and we never knew it. We were at the same location on the same day with our families, and we didn't know that literally 50 yards down the beach, we were there. I mean, it's, it could be a synchronicity or something crazy like that, like a serendipity thing. Who knows? But whatever it is, the past, if you're single, the past has an important role in the new relationship. And again, that could be letting go of the past, releasing the past, or your pasts kind of have some type of tie-in, some type of synchronicity, which could be, one of the signs and indicators that you both know you're right for each other, right? It's like, oh my gosh, like we have all these synchronicities in our past that are just so eerie and they're so scary. It's almost you could write a story about it, right? Could be one of those things. So only you guys will know. All right. And of course, like I said, for the rest of you, then the future outcome is saying, yeah, this person from your past is coming back. So if those of you who've been wondering about a certain past person showing up in your life, this is essentially almost like at least an 80% chance that they will. I mean, there's no such thing as 100% chance we have free will. Let's look at the challenge here. But I'm gonna say at least 75 to 80% chance that this person, if it's a past person, again, you'll know who this is, and there's a really good chance they'll show up. Okay, so children just fell on the floor as the obstacle. So again, take it as it resonates. For those of you where you were with a past person, then it's likely that this past person probably had children. Maybe you have children. And maybe that's one of the reasons why the relationship didn't work out. Maybe you had to take care of your kids. Maybe your kids came first. Maybe finances became a problem and you had to work more and then you have time for the relationship. Or maybe that was the case for them. Excuse me. I've been trying to drink so I'm not coughing in your guys' ear, because I still have the scratchy throat from getting over being sick. So I don't want to be hacking in the microphone. So I apologize. So, but you guys, so this could be, again, you or them having children here that interfered on some level. Like the children had to be taken care of, or money was a problem because the money was, stability was a problem. If you're a single parent, maybe. It could have been anything. Could have been, law problems with court system, or, if they have an ex, or they are going through a divorce, or they've already been divorced, and then they were having other types of problems with child support or payments, or anything having to do with the law. That's a possibility. And it can also be that, in a metaphorical sense, that maybe part of the problem in the past was the person was childish. They were very immature. That's a possibility. It's a strong possibility there. So anything having to do with children or being childish is possible with this past person. Now, if this is a new person, then the children energy here, this could be a point of tension in the relationship. So maybe if you want children and they don't, and you meet this new person, that could be, that could be a major hurdle that you guys run into. Or maybe this new person is coming from a background or a previous relationship where they have children, and maybe you're single, or again, vice versa. And you find it hard to actually spend time together because they're always having to do something with their kids, or maybe they only get their kids once every 2 weeks or every other week, and maybe they live long distance. And so, you're only able to see them, once or twice a month or something, right? And you'd like to see them more. Or maybe it's just, hey, if we do get married, I've always wanted children, and maybe that other person's like, well, I don't really know if I want kids, right? It's going to be something in that arena if it's a new person, but whatever it is, something to do with children here is going to be, it's going to be part of the hurdle here. So what's the advice here for my Libras? What's in the advice position here? Okay, illusions. So the advice position here, the illusions card is a lot like the moon energy in tarot. And at the bottom of the deck, we do have excitement. It's like a 3 of Cups energy, going out, having fun, just having a good time, letting your hair down. Very exciting. This relationship is going to be very exciting. Okay. And if this is a past person, then you probably already know. I feel like that's one of the reasons that you and the past person ever, gelled in the first place, because you guys had a lot in common when it came to doing, hobbies or, whatever you do for fun. It's like you guys never had a problem with that. I feel like with the past person specifically, going out, whether just going out to eat, or whether it's going out dancing or wine tasting or music concerts, whatever it was that you did, I felt like all of that wasn't a problem. I feel like intimacy wasn't a problem. Like your sexual intimacy, your passion for this person, that wasn't a problem. You guys probably, great chemistry in the bedroom and all that. I feel like, with the past person, it could have been more like trust issues, could have been betrayal, or just an imbalance. Like one person was doing most of the giving and the other person was doing most of the taking. It could have been an attachment style problem. Maybe one person was anxious and the other person was avoidant. And once feelings got involved, the avoidant person ran, and, the anxious person might have chased for a minute, and then maybe, they stopped chasing, and now it's just been radio silence, right? There's a lot of different potentials there, but the illusions card here in the advice is basically like a mild warning, essentially saying like, be careful for illusions, be careful for deception. If it's like someone from your past who doesn't have the greatest reputation, like if they've cheated on you before, if they've lied to you before, whatever happened, okay, whatever happened in that relationship, you'll know. It's saying beware of those things repeating? Like, has this person changed? Or are they still casting illusions? Are they still making you doubt yourself? Do they show up and make you feel crazy? Are they still gaslighting you, or whatever they did in the past, right? It's a card, a warning, a mild warning. Again, that's a key word. It's a mild warning saying, hey, you need to check this person to really, really, really find out if they've changed, and not just believe what they say, but believe what they do, and, you may have to kind of, interrogate them a little bit. You may have to grill them a little bit and find out, see how they answer some difficult questions about their behavior in the past. Are they going to answer honestly? Are they going to tell the truth? Do you still sense some like red flag stuff if you're in a neutral state? So there's that energy for the past person. Now, this could also apply to a new person as well, saying, hey, be careful that you don't repeat patterns by attracting new people that might be similar to a past person, because a lot of times that happens. Like, especially if we haven't done our internal work, then we'll attract another version of the same type of person that lied to us, cheated on us, betrayed us, whatever they did. We'll attract another one of those types of people into our lives, even though they're a new person. The behavior will be similar or the same. It'll just be a brand new person, right? So this card is again, it's a mild warning telling you, hey, just be careful about who you choose going forward, and make sure that there's no weirdness or sketchiness, or just be aware of any yellow or red flags and don't ignore them. Now, the third energy coming off of this card has everything to do with you, which is basically saying, be careful of your own self-deception. Be sure that you're not creating illusions in your mind, whether it's fantasy, whether it's overgiving, whether it's thinking somebody might have more feelings for you than they really do. It can also just be, you not overly focusing on the negative. That's what most people do. Most people have a bunch of bad experiences, and so now they're living life through the filter, through the lens of all those bad experiences. So even if a good person does show up, somebody that would actually make a really great partner, it's like that person, they could be, they could be slapped in the face with a blessing from the universe, which is this person, this man or this woman of your dreams, and you could be completely blind to it because you're so focused on the negative. You're looking for problems. You're looking for what's wrong instead of what's right. You're looking for the first little mess up. You're looking for the first sign. You're always looking for something to kind of negate the relationship. You're looking for something to sabotage the relationship so you don't have to become emotionally invested, right? And that's a self-preservation mechanism. And we all are guilty of it at some point. So this is a mild warning to say, hey, the universe wants to bless you with somebody that's good for you, somebody you could get married to, someone that could lead to marriage is what I meant to say. But you're gonna have to be careful not to self-sabotage it. Okay. So that's the kind of the warning energy there. Okay, so we're going to pull some final messages here, and just to kind of close off the reading here. I'm going to get 3 cards here, just see what the tarot wants to say about this. And then I've got a couple other messages I want to get as well as we close out. So we have the 4 of Wands. Wow, yeah, so there's the marriage card again. This is definitely whoever this person is, whether it's past or new person, we have the 4 of Wands. So this is like big time marriage energy. Okay. So, and if it's not marriage, it's a very, very high level of commitment. So wherever this relationship goes with this person, it's no joke. Now, so here's the first. We got the 4 of Wands. And then we have the 10 of Swords. Okay. So again, strong past energy. So this is somebody, again, who, from your past, this is something that ended. So you guys definitely ended this relationship with this person in the past, this past person, and it could have been a betrayal, because the Ten of Swords is often a card of betrayal, getting backstabbed. So for those of you who, who were cheated on or betrayed, that's very possible there. For others of you, it's just saying, hey, when you ended this relationship with this past person at the time, it was very painful. Now, in terms of a future person, this is tied to that illusions energy, so it's basically saying don't self-sabotage by focusing on, things that have hurt you in the past, things people who've backstabbed you in the past. It's saying don't self-sabotage a possibly good relationship in the future because you're focused on the things in the past that did you wrong, that did you dirty, right? It's like basically saying the Ten of Swords is what things that have that are over and gone, things that are in the past need to be left in the past. And those things need to be let go of, and you need to go into this new relationship with a clean slate so that the new person has an opportunity. They're not living under, how do I say this? You're not punishing the new person for crimes committed by past people. They need a fair chance. They need a clean slate to work with so that when they come in, they can prove to you who they really are. If it's constantly having to live under the microscope of past people's problems or past people's pains and betrayals, it's like that person's got, maybe 10 mountains to climb, and that's not really fair to them because they're not the ones who did that to you, right? So it's not fair to make other people, pay the price for crimes committed by those who came before them. We want to give them a clean slate. And then we have the King of Cups here. So this is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. It doesn't mean that this person coming in has to be a water sign. They can be, but it doesn't mean that they have to be. What it does mean is that whether this is the past person or the future person, this person or whether this is you, again, roles can be reversed. This person has a lot of emotions for you, and they're going to come in emotionally healthy, emotionally available, and emotionally mature. Okay, because they're a king, and so the initial amount of emotions that they feel for you may not be apparent right away, because the King of Cups, while he can wear his heart on his sleeve, but unlike the Queen of Cups, who's more demonstrative, who demonstrates the love and affection more openly as a feminine, the King of Cups might take a little bit more time to start to kind of like share or expose those parts of himself. Okay, now at the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy, okay, which is interesting because we do have that wealthy man energy up there too, as well as this privileged lady. So this could be, again, could be the same person. So this person could have earth and water in their chart, or it's simply saying that if it's the same person as this wealthy man, that not only do they have their act together, excuse me, didn't want to sneeze on the camera. I'm having all kind of like little episodes here. It can mean that it's the same person, this person, they have their stuff together. They got their money together. They got a job. They could be a business owner, but they're very stable. They're very grounded. They're very trustworthy. They could work in the financial industry potentially, or real estate. Anything like that. Doesn't have to be those things. I'm just throwing that out there. And they have a lot of emotion. Now, it is also possible for some of you, you could have two people that show up. You could have this past person and you could have a new person. So, it doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be a past or a new person. It could be both. You might have to choose, like between a past person and a new person. And maybe that's why the Ten of Swords is here saying, hey, one of these options is a worthy marital candidate with the Four of Wands and the marriage card that we saw earlier. And then the other person is the Ten of Swords. They're not the right person for you. Okay. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be just one or the other. It could be two people that you're dealing with. But the one person you're for sure going to have a stronger connection with than the other. Okay. And only you'll be able to know who that is when they show up. So let's get some final messages here for you guys. Yeah, so again, some of you guys are again being tested, and this is part of the illusions card, and maybe part of one person coming back from the past while you have a new person, and this is the test. Okay, it says your strengths and weaknesses are being tested. So if you had a really, really strong connection, or almost like a karmic relationship with a past person, that past person comes back, it might be tempting. Like, ooh, this past person's coming back. They've said they've changed, and maybe now you got this new person, right? And we have a tendency to go back to things that are familiar, because we have history there. So I'm not saying that's what you're going to do, but, it's definitely this illusions card. Like I mentioned earlier, you can rewind to re-listen to that part of the video, but there's that mild warning about being careful, that you're paying attention to anything, any yellow flags or red flags, whether it's a new or old person. Because there is some type of test here. Now you can't make this up, guys. This is the second, oops, sorry, bump the mic. The marriage card is here from this deck. So this is twice now we've seen marriage. A marriage of souls is a union of two divine counterparts blending together. So, yeah, I mean, one of these it just seems, the cards are saying you're going to get married. I mean, maybe marriage for you doesn't have to mean including the government and signing papers or whatever. I mean, marriage could mean a lot of things these days, but one of these people you definitely could see spending your life with. That's what I'm going to call a marriage. It's like, hey, I've met the one. This is the person I want to spend my life with, and I'm not interested in anyone but this person. But again, you're gonna have to take this test before this marriage thing. So, just be aware of that. Now we have feelings. This is take time out to explore the deep emotions you're experiencing. And I feel this could go either way. This could be you're either shocked and surprised by the amount of feelings that you feel when you meet this new person, but it could also mean that you're shocked and surprised by what you feel when this past person shows up. Because maybe you thought you were over them or more over them than you actually end up feeling when they show up. Because when they show up and you actually reconnect to their energy and you start texting them or talking to them, or maybe even if you meet up, it's almost like a hole that brings back all the memories and it starts pulling on your heartstrings. And it's like, man, what if they really have changed? I had so much feelings and emotions for this person before. If they've changed, maybe it'd be worth it. Maybe we could finally have the relationship that I wanted the first time, blah, 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 blah. So again, just keep in mind, those feelings can be part of self-sabotage too, because we get out of our logical, practical mind, right? And so we don't want to fall prey to any illusions by becoming overly emotional here, one way or the other, new person or old person, right? Now, if it's in regards to having to use your feelings to decide which person is the person you think is the right one, that's different. In that case, then the feelings would be a good thing, because you would be basing your decision on that. You'd be like, well, who really does feel right for me? Who is my intuition telling me is really the right person for me, right? And so if you haven't really met the new person, then that's not going to be fair because you don't know enough about the new person yet, right? So I feel like, I feel like it's almost like this new person has to be in your life for you to be tested to some extent. If it's a choice, like the past person comes back and that's part of the test with this energy, it's almost like it has to be that way, right? Because if you're with the new person and the past person never came back, doesn't mean you probably couldn't be tested in other ways. Maybe you could be. Maybe the test is the obstacle, which is children. Maybe you're tested by their children, their situation. I mean, there's lots of ways you could be tested, but it just seems to me, it feels like to me that this test energy has a lot more to do with, you having crystal clarity about what you really want. Like this new person is here, but here comes this old person. And now it's like, I got to really choose now. And I didn't think it was going to be, I thought it would be easier than this to maybe make a decision. Right. So that's kind of where I feel this is. And then the bottom of this deck, you can't make this up. We have union. The union of divine soul counterparts is a miraculous event that begins when you least expect it. So you can't make that up. And that with the soul contracts card being out on the table too. I mean, yeah, you just can't make it up. All right. So I'm going to get 3 more messages and we're going to close the reading here. And just want to remind everybody, if you haven't already, please click the like, share, and subscribe button for me. Hit the bell notification icon. Come join me for a free live tarot reading sometime. And you can also book a personal or private reading as well. And I appreciate all of my subscribers. Okay, so we have forgiving and learning. I feel like this is definitely, it's 2 energies. It's forgiving yourself for any mistakes that you feel like you made. But this is also, if this is that past person that comes back and you're like, nah, 10 of swords, man, done is done. And this is just saying, hey, it's okay to cut them free, even if you speak to them, or maybe if you don't, it's up to you, right? We all free will. But, if somebody came back for like in my life, I'd probably talk to them, and have that closure with them. And just like, hey, look, you know what? We tried. It is what it is. No hard feelings. Forgive. Water under the bridge. Hope that you find what you're looking for, or something, whatever. Right? Like I'm not big on holding resentments, and I think that it's one of the reasons people have stress and anxiety and they get sick. It's because people don't know how to let go and forgive. Right? So. This says, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Right? So this is definitely important here. An important message. And I do, again, feel like that's mostly tied to those of you who know that the past is just, for you, it's all new person. That's it. It's like, I don't want anyone from my past. Focused on nothing but new. And so if that's the case, no problem. Just forgive, learn those lessons, and then we get the next card is new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So again, this could be somebody you already know, and if not, you're going to know very soon. And I do feel it's coming out on top of the marriage energy. I do think that, again, this new person really, for most of you, is going to be the person that you really were wanting. And then we have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So for those of you still waiting, it's just saying, hey, this person, if you haven't met them yet, they're going to be worth waiting for. And if you do meet them, or if you have met them, then just take it slow. Like this relationship, it's going to unfold. It's going to look, you can't make this up, guys. We got engagement at the bottom of this deck. Okay, so we had 2 marriage cards and engagement. So it's just saying, like, whoever this person is, they may need just take it a little bit slower than maybe you're used to, right? Or maybe the relationship starts off with a lot of uncertainty because maybe you've both been through some stuff. But whatever happens, the point is whatever happens here, Libra, is you definitely, like everything else aside, at the very least, the very, very least, you have a new opportunity with a new love that could turn into something very serious. It could even lead to marriage. Okay, so if all else, if this reading, if all else, you have at least that. Okay, now what you do, what you decide, obviously we all have free will. I can't tell you what to do. The cards can't tell you what to do. You have to decide there. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here. That's what I have for you guys. I hope this reading was helpful for you all. And like I said, I appreciate all my subscribers, all my supporters out there. And I will catch you guys here hopefully sooner than later on the next one. And as always, my friends, love and light.